to have another speaker, but before he comes in, our next speaker is from Amazon. But before he comes in, we're going to take a short break because we've been sitting since morning.
Introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Prabhakar. I represent Amazon Sales Services here. What we have today is basically a workshop on what Amazon is doing in India today and how can you participate and work with us across the suite of services that we have. So before I get started, I have a quick video to kind of play about our fulfillment services, and that will kind of give time for others to join in as well. So video for you.
Okay.
This is your e-commerce business. You've got a great product. You're busy handling all the things that make your business run, fulfilling customer orders, providing customer service, generating sales, sourcing product, and trying to grow. What if we told you there was a service that could make maintaining it all easier and could help you find new customers at the same time? We wanted to call it Make More Money and Grow Your Business Fast and Save Time and Delight Your Customers by Amazon, but the logo was too big. Fulfillment by Amazon, or FBA, makes your products more visible to millions of loyal, happy Amazon customers while providing the world-class fulfillment, fast shipping, and acclaimed customer service that can bring your business to the next level. Here's how it works. You simply send your inventory to Amazon's state-of-the-art fulfillment centers located close to your customers around the world. Your products will be stored securely, and you can send us as little or as much as you want. When you use FBA, your products listed on Amazon become eligible for Amazon Prime and free Super Saver shipping, so more of your customers can get what they want fast and free, and more of our customers can become your customers. When customers buy your products, Amazon will pick, pack, and ship them, and will also manage customer service and even returns 24 hours a day. Our technology works for you behind the scenes, so you're free to focus on growing your business locally and globally. Not only are you continually selling, FBA will help you reach customers around the world with the click of a button. You can even use FBA to fulfill sales from your own website and other online channels. With Amazon's ever-expanding fulfillment network, your business benefits from Amazon's scale. And whether you're small or large, FBA gives you all the tools necessary to manage your business more effectively, from pricing optimization to business analytics and personalized business recommendations. You can manage your inventory online from any device and from any location. So the question is, keep doing it all yourself or use the service that can help you make more money, grow your business, save time, and delight your customers. Fulfillment by Amazon. Get started now. This is your e-commerce business. You've got a great...
Before I get started with the presentation, a small request. So there are several information forms that are placed on your respective seats. If I could request you to fill out your details so that post this conversation and this presentation, we will be in a position to kind of work with the audience that's relevant to work with Amazon at this point. Quickly, the session is termed, how can you go online with Amazon? So as most of you know, Amazon today in India operates a marketplace. So unlike in other locales that we operate in, where we work on a hybrid model, where Amazon as a retailer also operates, buys products, stocks in its warehouse and sells to consumers, in India we're a pure play marketplace model, which essentially means that we've opened a platform for retailers like you to list and reach out to a larger customer base. And not only are we providing a platform, but we're also providing the entire suite of services that kind of help you make this seamless transition from the offline into the online space. So the way I've structured this presentation is, I'm going to talk about what in my mind is some of the challenges that typical offline retailers face, and how can we overcome some of those challenges through the set of services that Amazon has in India today. Right? So today, the map that you see there essentially says that for most offline retailers who do not have an online presence, it could either be their own web store or it could be presence on other marketplaces. For them, the larger reach that they have is essentially the community of buyers who come to their stores. And the only way you can actually expand is if you invest in marketing dollars to kind of increase your awareness for most customers within Jaipur or other places as well. But that's a very cost intensive process. That's the limited reach. So what we're trying to say is that look beyond Jaipur. Look at Pan India as a potential customer base that you can now attract once you're on a marketplace. Next is the entire cost of operations. The moment you want to think about scale and expanding to more number of stores, the very obvious things in terms of the rentals that are involved, the manpower required to operate those stores. These are pretty straightforward. That you would have, the more dollars that you put, the more you'll be able to reach. But with that comes challenge. Challenges not only in terms of the operations, but also in terms of the product display space, which essentially means that irrespective of how much you expand in retail space, there will always be a dearth of what you can and cannot showcase in terms of limited shelf space. And the entire cost of operations in terms of managing inventory, knowing what sells best at the store and what does not, planning for seasonalities, the entire overhead of identifying all of these parameters, building that into your supply chain systems, and having somebody man each of these parameters. So what is it that we're trying to do? So before I go to the specifics of what Amazon has to offer, through the day, there have been a lot of numbers that have been shown to you in terms of what's the opportunity that e-commerce, per se, offers to the Indian customer and the Indian seller. So a quick overview of some of those numbers. It's a known fact that given the demographic potential that we have, internet penetration in all forms, both in terms of PC connectivity as well as mobile connectivity, is growing by the day. Right? We have close to about 213 million customers who go into the online space for e-tailing purposes. Now, these are numbers that are shared by IMI. Now, what we're going to say is that today it is the third largest country in terms of internet users, but we're not too far away. We're going to overtake North America and become the second largest country in terms of number of internet users. So that's been pegged close to about 243 million customers. Now, again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, instead of looking at a customer base that you're able to service locally, think about the customer base that you'll be able to service on a pan-India basis. And not just the number of users, just in terms of the potential that it has. Research estimates peg this number to be 110,000 crore opportunity just in terms of e-tailing by 2015. And over the years, it's been growing at a very rapid pace. And which are the categories that are doing really well? So if you look at some numbers for the audience that's here, what would be really relevant is if you look at a category like clothing, apparel, and home furnishing, a lot of which is available in Jaipur. These are growing by disproportionate amounts, right? A lot of people, just for lack of convenience and lack of availability, are now looking to the online space to kind of get onto these products. They essentially lack access to these products. So online is one very easy way where they have access to these. And there's also a very increasing trend of retailers, predominantly known to be in the offline space, who are kind of catching on to the online bandwagon. Some of those names that are very familiar to you, locally. We have Amrapali, if you go to Delhi, we have Meena Bazaar, and some of the brands down south that typically deal in clothing, Nali Silks, and KB Silks. Now, all of these people have set up their own online, not just websites for a marketing purpose, but for their e-commerce portals themselves. Now, the next set of names are basically some of the names who are started working with Amazon on a marketplace. Again, some of these names are the names that you would typically associate in an offline format. Names like Shopperstar, the Future Group, Chroma, which are sales, across categories, right? So what I'm trying to get through this slide is that offline is surely one channel that you cannot dispense with, knowing with how customers would still want to touch and feel some categories, have the convenience of walking up to the store, but that kind of restricts for multiple reasons why you cannot scale. Online should be looked at as yet another channel that you should kind of adopt, as you want to have higher growth prospects. Quickly, a brief about who we are. That's Jeff Bezos, our CEO. Some of the things that we mentioned here are kind of philosophies that Amazon as a company believes in. we always start with the customer and work backwards. What that essentially means is that every action of ours, right, in terms of deciding what products to showcase and how do we want to fulfill these orders for our customers, essentially start with a customer problem. Is there a customer problem that is there, and is there something that Amazon can do to try and fix and plug that gap, right? And obviously Amazon cannot do all of that by itself, which is why we work with the retailers, and together we can kind of ensure that we give a great customer experience that's beneficial not only to the end customers, but for sellers as well as Amazon. What do these parameters, selection, value, and convenience mean? Now, there's a lot of selection. Selection is nothing but a word for the product assortment. Let's take Jaipur as an example, right? So these are lacquer bangles, Mojo footwear, and Bandhani work, right? Now, all of this is very local. Now, if somebody sitting out of Bangalore were to kind of get access to these, either they have to rely on a store that sells these products, or have somebody who's traveling to Jaipur pick these up from there, right? Now, what online essentially provides is, one, not only has it given you this Bangalore customer who can directly buy from you, but also the customer has this convenience of choosing from a range of products, not just something that's accessible to him locally, but something that he can explore and kind of potentially buy. Maybe, this also works as a branding mechanism for a lot of products that are very local and locally sourced, right? Examples being, again, handicrafts, apparel, footwear, not to mention some of the other standardized categories like mobile phones and books. Again, books, for a lot, I've been meeting with sellers since morning, where there are very specific niche books that are specific to Rajasthan folklore, places to see in Jaipur. Now, these are kind of product categories and products that typically may not be available beyond the realm of this locality. Now, that kind of gives access to the customers beyond Jaipur. Next is the entire piece of value. Now, what customers look for is not just a great product. They also want to kind of ensure that if they can get this product at a very reasonable price. Now, being online kind of gives you access to cut down some of the overheads that you would typically associate while working in an offline medium. Now, you are able to pass on those benefits directly to your buying customer, who feels happy about it and kind of stays loyal and committed to you. And the entire point of convenience. So not only do we want to make all of these products available, but is there a way we can kind of make it very seamless experience for the end customer? So if I order sitting out of Bombay today, can I get a delivery promise that says this product will be delivered to you by 1 p.m. tomorrow? Right? So that's the convenience that I'm looking for. For one, online is trying to do away with a lot of added benefits that offline retailing gives you, right? The touch and feel, the fact that I'm assured that this product is going to reach me. Now, the moment you kind of give these delivered promises and a lot of policies around not only delivery, about returns and the peace of mind of buying, the customer is a lot more at ease in terms of doing this transition himself from his offline to an online buying experience. Quickly, some few quick stats about Amazon. We've been in India in a marketplace model for the last 10 months, but prior to that, we had Jungly that we launched in Feb 2012. I'm going to quickly talk about both those services, but some of the stats in terms of what we have for Amazon.in. We have close to about 21 categories that we operate in today, and close to 1.45 crore products across these categories. In terms of sellers, it's an increasingly growing number of seller base that we have since the time we have launched. That kind of goes to prove that increasingly sellers are finding Amazon as a platform, relevant platform to reach out to a larger customer base. Again, I spoke about the convenience in terms of the delivery options that we're providing. Listed below are some of the categories that we have the largest selection in India, across platforms. Just stay here for a minute. Cool. So this is the set of services that Amazon globally has for its sellers. I'll kind of touch upon the ones that are most relevant for this audience because these are the set of services that we have in India. The first one is called selling on Amazon. So for most of you who would have seen Amazon.in, the act of a seller listing a product, making a product available on this platform for consumers to see and buy, that's called selling on Amazon. So they're merely using Amazon as a platform to list. Now the fulfillment can be done in one of two ways. We have two warehouses in India, one in Bombay, the other one in Bangalore. Now if you stock your products with us at our warehouses, as and when a customer places an order, we pick, pack and ship the product to the customer. So not only are we doing the forward delivery, but in case a customer wants a return to be handled, Amazon handles the return as well. and also handles customer service, and also comes with a cash on delivery, which happens to be one of the predominant payment mechanisms that customers use in India. All of these are added benefits that you get if you let Amazon do the fulfillment on your behalf. The other model is where you stock your products at your own warehouse. Amazon's related delivery partners come to your store or warehouse, pick up the product, and then deliver it to the customer. And finally, Amazon product ads. Jungle.com. So globally, those who've seen Amazon.com, if you were to kind of scroll down to the bottom of the page, you would always see advertisements that lead a customer outside of Amazon.com. These are essentially advertisements from third-party portals. We've kind of taken that platform and built Jungly on top of it. So Jungly is basically a product discovery platform. Now, there are several hundreds of thousands of e-commerce sites in India. One of the biggest things that they focus on is customer acquisition, driving traffic to their e-commerce portals. Now, what Jungly offers to them is a free channel to drive traffic to their existing e-commerce portals. So when we started off as a portal that was working only with e-commerce portals, but since then, we've kind of transitioned to also support offline models, which essentially means we have a product called business ads. If you're a local offline store having no presence online, either in the form of a website or in the form of an e-commerce website, all that you need to do is give your store listings, give your coordinates, your phone number, and your address. So if I'm a customer looking for, let's say, a mobile phone, I'm looking for an iPhone 5, not only will I get to see a list of online sites that I can buy this from, I can also see a list of locally available offline stores where this product is available, and maybe I can call them up, probably discuss the price, and walk up to the store and complete the transaction. So that's the power that business ads as a solution provides to all our retailers who do not have an online presence today. Next is Checkout by Amazon. This is Amazon's payment gateway. Close to 220 million customers worldwide buy from us, and they have their credit card details stored with us. Now, if they need to go to a third-party portal, one of the typical challenges that they have, or mind blocks that they have, is, can I share my credit card details with this platform? Is it trustworthy? Now, the fact that this is an Amazon-powered payment gateway ensures that a lot of these security concerns are taken away from the mind of the customer, because they know that it's going to be a seamless transaction for the customer. Next is Amazon Web Store. So this is, think about this as an off-the-shelf package. You have everything inbuilt in. You drag, drop, create a web store for yourself, an e-commerce portal for yourself. Given that Amazon has been in this space for long, a lot of things that matter for an e-commerce store, things like SEO, all of those features are inbuilt into that platform that kind of gives you that competitive advantage starting day one. Both Checkout by Amazon and Amazon Web Store are services that we don't have in India at this point, but could be introduced in India over time. So let me go back to both Amazon.in as well as Jungly. So as I mentioned, so worldwide, a statistic that would be kind of relevant to this audience. Most of you would have this question: Amazon may be a retailer. How much support does it actually provide to sellers? So the number below actually would kind of give you that indication. Close to 45% of all units that we shipped worldwide, by end of 2012, were basically products that sellers sold on our platform. So that's as big a focus third-party sellers business, a marketplace business, is for Amazon globally. And given that in India we're a pure play marketplace, that essentially means 100% of our focus is on the marketplace model. As I mentioned, there are two variants. You either list your products or you stock your products at our warehouse and then we ship it to you. I spoke about Jungly as well. And business is nearby. So there's a quick mock-up of how this experience is. So that traffic number kind of gives you a sense of the people who are coming to Jungly to discover products. Now, if they were to kind of drive traffic into your offline stores, you also have the ability to showcase offers that are very specific to your store. Maybe during Holi, if you're giving a specific percentage off, how do you kind of make this known to the larger customer base? Now, what you see below is for this specific product. It's not very clearly visible, but the ones that we marked out in red is essentially what we call as the business ads. Now, those are the local offline retailers who are selling that product. Now, not only can you display your coordinates, contact coordinates, but you can also display the offers that are available at the store level. So quickly, the video, this is essentially for those who missed the video, this is just a recap of how fulfillment at Amazon works. You decide what products to sell, how much to stock that in our warehouses. You decide the pricing as well as the selection. So all that you are focused on is basically defining your product assortment and what is the pricing that you want to sell it at. From there on, once you send it to a warehouse, everything is taken care of by Amazon. Right from, as I mentioned, the entire forward delivery, the return delivery, the customer service, and interaction with the customer whenever he has a question about, hey, where's my product? All of those things are taken care of by Amazon. So kind of, for those who are looking at online as something that they would want to test and see if this is a platform that really works for them, maybe fulfillment by Amazon is a good first step, because the entire overhead or management tasks are given to Amazon. They can see the relevance of this as a platform, as an additional sales channel, and depending on how well it performs, then scale up or down the business on this platform. So what I have here is, a couple of testimonials now of people who work with us. I'll just leave this slide here for a minute for you to kind of quickly go through this. Some of the things that both these seller testimonials are trying to reinforce is essentially the points that I've been trying to indicate that Amazon can help you with. Just to kind of quickly recap, one, increase your channel, make this an additional sales channel, reach out to a larger customer base, make this a non-intrusive channel. Let it not interfere with your existing business. If you think this is an interference, go with the FBA model. There's a seller support team that kind of works with you, explains the entire step, right from registration to the process of listing your products. They take you through each step, in a very sequential manner. And post-launch, if you still have any concerns of working with the platform and how to do certain things, we have a seller support team that's available 24/7. Both through phone and email, so you can have your queries answered. So not only do we have customer service for our end buying customer, but for our selling customers as well. In terms of commercials, right? So there are commercials. So basically, the way it works is that you will pay us a commission for every sale that's made. Now the commission structures vary by different categories. For each of those 21 categories, you will have a different commission structure that's available on our website, services.amazon.in. We can share more of those details when we interact. So there are no upfront costs. Just for listing your products, you do not pay anything. You pay us a commission only when you make a sale. Right? And the entire fact that Amazon, over a period of time, has built-in features not only from the operational efficiencies point of view to ensure that the delivery goes on time and the way it's intended to, but the entire buying experience on the website, given that we've fine-tuned this over the years, it ensures that the customer is feeling safer and more content about the entire buying experience, and that directly translates into more buying customers feel. Again, just to quickly call out the difference between selling by yourself and shipping out through third-party courier partners versus doing FBA is that you have access to cash on delivery. You have Amazon doing the returns for you, as well as you have access to Amazon's expedited shipping options. So we provide one-day delivery in 19 cities today. With time, this list of cities will expand. So you'll have access to a customer base that's looking for expedited shipping options. And finally, as I mentioned, given that Amazon as a platform has technology that's evolved over time, the entire experience of buying and sharing credit card details is a very trustworthy experience for the end customer. This again is just an indication of various kinds of sellers. It's a representation of people who work with us. Some of the names that might be familiar to you, sellers from Jaipur, Peterson, who essentially is a mobile accessories seller, doing really well on the platform, selling to multiple states and cities in India. Jewelries, one of our jewelry sellers. Again, a lot of names that you can kind of are familiar with. Just in terms of next, in terms of how to work with Amazon, the seller forms that we've left at your seats, please share some of the details about your business so that we can identify which of those categories are something that we can enable for you at this point in time. Our teams available here in the booth that we have. So post this conversation, so I know that it's already late. I won't hold you back from lunch. So please post your lunch. If you have any more questions about how you can work with Amazon, we can take up those questions during the conversation. Thanks a lot for your time. Look forward to working with you. Thanks, guys.